Hello and welcome to the Podstars.
A podcast with two brown Catholic South Africans teach you things you didn't learn in high school.
Now, stay tuned for your hosts, the Duke and Dame of Stirring the Pot, Bugz
And Bloo.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the show. Bugz and Bloo, back at you. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? We are back. Hello, Bugz.
Hello, Bloo. How you doing?
I'm alright. How are you? I'm hot as fuck, though.
Yeah, it is.
It's been hot in Durban. It's been nice weather, though. I like it. Summer's coming in finally.
Woo!
Yes.
Which means that we've been around for even longer.
Yeah.
Episode 20.
20.
Can you believe it? It's been like 20 weeks of you guys.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Keep it up.
6 more will be half a year.
What? Oh, wow. Thanks for
Yeah.
that. That was a spanner in the works.
Yeah.
So, last week, Bloo kind of hijacked and got all hot feelings with us on farm murders.
Yes,
So, I hashed this one.
No problem.
Thanks. I appreciate you. And it's weird because in the last week,
Right.
I've had 2 incidents where people have not picked on, but like commented on my accent.
Okay. I'll keep it for the end.
We'll get there. And the one person asked me if I was from here.
From here, as in Durban?
As in, like, from... Sorry, what was that? From Durban
No,
or from Earth?
Yes.
Oh, lovely. What a bra.
Yeah.
No, South Africa.
Oh, okay.
So
Wait,
that
where did they think you were from?
Jesus only knows where.
Oh.
I'm like...
America.
Who knows? And then there was somebody else that I spoke to on the phone for the first time.
All right.
And they'd heard me in the podcast.
Okay.
Shout out, you know who you
All
are.
right. Okay. Oh, yeah.
And she was like, "Oh, you really sound like this." I'm like, "Excuse
I
me?"
remember that.
I was like, "Oh, I mean, I wasn't offended, but."
But I think I know the reason why she asked is because, I'm sorry to hijack your story, because some people, especially when you're on radio, people change the voice.
Yeah.
Or people on TV, they change the voice.
Oh, well, yes, that was a possibility, but let's be honest, in my life experience, that's not the case.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I was just like, nah, man. And I know I sound strange. And people ask me, they're like, is it put on? Like, where are you from? Why do you sound like this? I'm like, I don't bloody know why I sound like this. Why do I sound like this? Blue, why do I sound like this?
I don't know.
I also don't know. So, there's 3 theories as why I could sound like this.
Okay.
Let's hear them.
Okay, the first one is behaviorism. So that's how you learn. You learn by imitating others. So you watch what people do, or you hear. Or in this case, you listen to what people say, and then you pick it up on that. So this could be for like babies or people that go overseas in a new country.
Oh, so like imitating.
So yeah, so basically imitation.
But then that means that accents are contagious.
They are.
You scheme so.
Yes, because also I learned about this.
Look at you.
If a family migrates to a country, right? So let's say we go from South Africa to
Don't
Australia
say
or England, okay? Let's say
Thank you.
England. And I have example. My aunt and my aunt is from here, and she married someone who's from Britain.
Right.
So they had their kids, and they were born here. The kids were born here.
All right.
But they went to England early.
Right.
So my aunt still has some of a South African accent, but it's fading. Not fading away. It's merged with the British accent.
It would be.
But the kids all have British accents.
Solid.
But yet they were here for like, I think they left. My cousin was about 6 or 7, somewhere around there. So she was speaking like
Yeah.
us. Well, not like us, but you know,
I get you.
But now that she's there, her accent is different.
Well, I had the same experience. My mom's sister, my 2 cousins, they were around the same. No, they were older. They were about 8, 9 when they moved, and they sound like solid Aussies.
Okay.
So I mean, well, you never know.
Yeah.
There's also apparently the argument that the ability to speak and how we sound, and so by the way, we're the only ones on Earth, in case you didn't know, that can make sounds and words and meanings and thoughts and expressions the way we can.
Okay.
Other species can communicate,
Right.
but they can't do what we do. They don't have a language.
Okay.
They don't have a language.
All right. Okay.
So some people kind of think that we're born with it. Like, it's just...
That makes sense.
Does it?
Yeah. If we have a higher brain capacity.
And if you were stuck in a jungle your entire life, if you were Tarzan, are you going to be able to speak a language? Just asking.
No, because no one around me is speaking the language.
But then it's not innate.
It is.
Yeah. No.
But then if someone comes to meet Tarzan while he's there and he starts speaking the language, then he learns how to speak the language.
Yes, but that doesn't come from inside him. That he learns from outside. So the one you learn from outside, behaviorism, is that you learn from outside and that you imitate what's happening on the outside. The other argument is that it comes from inside. So like in your brain, you automatically just know. I call bullshit on that one, but anyway.
Okay.
So the most recent, and in my opinion most sensible, way that we acquire language is that it's based on our ability to learn, like you were saying, the higher brain capacity story, and that it's an inevitable result of us having a higher brain capacity and being exposed to the kind of environments and social settings that we have been exposed to.
Okay, I think that makes the most sense then.
Agreed. Because it acknowledges both of the previous arguments.
Yeah.
It's and kind of like, okay, we recognize that both make a difference. There's the famous example, I got so bored of reading it. Is how a baby learns the word milk. Milk.
Right.
And how it learns to associate what milk means and anyway. But it's in all the damn textbooks and I was just like, you're boring.
That's a bit hectic.
That is a bit hectic.
That you find it boring.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a different problem. That's a different problem. So they say...
So those are the theories, right? So it's what? Behaviorism?
Mm-hmm.
What's the other one?
Innateness
and cognitive theory.
Well, it's, cognitive ability that allows us to acquire a language. Tell us what a language is.
What is a language? I don't know, what's a language?
What's a language?
It's a language is how we communicate. It's the way we speak.
Is it the sounds? Is it the letters? Is it the words?
Well, I think a language is made up of five. It has 5 characteristics.
Yeah.
Right. So we have syntax, semantics, morphology, phonology, and pragmatism.
I've heard that word a lot in my life.
Pragmatism. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
don't be pragmatic.
Yeah.
So it was cool. It was cool finding out about that, but we'll get there. So syntax. Who's ever been typing on Microsoft Word and syntax error?
Like why?
Guys, in simple English, syntax error means that there is a grammatical flaw in your sentence.
Yes.
It's a grammar error. Syntax equals grammar.
So we all know languages have rules. So syntax basically governs the rules.
It is basically the rules.
Yeah.
So aware because
the language.
Yeah, because if everyone didn't agree that A is A and looks like that and sounds like that, then there wouldn't be a language. There wouldn't be a language. So I suppose, you do need rules.
Yeah.
What's the next one?
Semantics.
I don't remember.
Semantics.
Semantics.
The meaning of the language or the way the language is conveyed to have meaning.
Okay.
And then we get morphology, which is how you form the words.
That was cool.
Words have a base or root meaning, and then you can what's the word? You can use prefixes and suffixes to form new words or family words.
That's cool.
Like happy, happiness.
That was my favorite.
Happy, happiness, unhappy. Those all how you form words.
That was my favorite trick in high school.
What? To form new words?
No, haha.
I'm asking.
is that the trick of a language and having an extensive vocabulary is if you know the root words and how to change them up, it's so easy.
It becomes easier to understand
It's
other
so
words.
easy, and it's so much. Exactly, you can understand another word so.
Also, carry on.
Yeah, point done.
Oh. Also, if you look carefully, some words are derived, but also be careful from like different languages like Greek and Latin.
Yes, and
So
then there's those root and family
so
words.
You can, from that word you can see where
It's
it
cool.
goes. Yeah.
Okay. See, guys, life hack.
Yeah.
Life hack. We taught you something that they didn't teach you in high school. What's another one?
Phonology. Phonology is the study of linguistic sounds or the way that the there you go. Okay, that's a very. Can you stop now? She's busy humming. So you have to be fluent in your target language, and you have to know or be familiar with the intonations, the stresses,
That's
the
how
pauses.
they make the sounds with the toning forks. I was being funny.
Oh, sorry, that went over my head. Yeah.
Thanks.
Sorry, my bad. So, actually, phonology is quite fun because if you think about it, it's the way that you've got to understand the way something is said, how it's said, and the context in which it's said of. It is said, yeah. It is said that way. Okay.
That one. I feel like you're the king of this. Funny
Why?
that you like learning about this. Is because your words don't change very much. Your sound changes.
Oh.
I don't know if that makes sense. Like you don't.
You always say I'm monotone. Like when you ask me something, I say it's alright, and you think it's not, but it is.
No, that's because. Wow, that again a different conversation.
Okay,
but like, you don't. How do I explain this? Like, you sound excited more than you use excited words.
Oh, okay, alright.
That's what I mean.
Right, okay.
So like the tones, the intonations,
Yeah.
the this, the that,
Yeah.
the speaking quickly,
Yeah.
speaking slowly, tuning a story, all of that.
Yes, that's
You see,
that is true.
It's the sound.
I didn't think about it.
it's the sound.
Yeah, it is.
And that's what accent coaches
Yeah.
on like movies
But
and
that's
stuff,
what
that's what they do.
But
they
that's like colored
like
people. Colored people, when you ask them like the time, and then whatever you ask them, it always sounds aggressive or something. If they
it's just
know
how
the time. You know the time. Like the time. Like kind of thing.
And it's also another cool part of like learning the sounds is that in some languages your letters and the sound it makes do not correlate.
Yes, I know. I've seen so.
You've seen so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
like Mandarin's one of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, but fun fact. So my favorite one, don't be pragmatic. Tell us what it means to not be pragmatic.
It's the non-spoken part of the language. It's like the verbal gestures or the body language or the nudge, the wings, the head nods, and all of those crossing fingers and all of that kind of thing.
The thing that kids don't understand
Yeah.
for a good while in their life.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So-
And again, it's solely human achievement on the earth that we can say one thing in our communication.
Yes.
We can say something and mean a completely different thing.
Yeah.
And the person on the other end will know exactly what we mean.
That's true.
Mind blowing.
It's funny. It's funny how we can manipulate the language or words, the way we say them. The same word can have a different meaning depending on how you say it.
How you say it,
Yeah.
exactly. And that only comes I think it's also considered like the pinnacle of a language when you're able to be pragmatic and to master pragmatism.
Okay.
Because it's a native language ability.
Right.
Because
Yes, that's true.
you learn it, and you understand what I'm saying? It's a native.
You can't be smart with the language if you don't know the language. Or
Yes,
the native language.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which is why kids don't understand
Yeah.
it for so long because
Yeah.
they're still learning.
Yeah.
So guys, if you're learning our language and you're learning English or any other language, it's okay. Carry on.
Yeah.
Keep going. It's okay. And these are some of the skills that you'll have to pick up along the way.
Yeah,
while
there's 4 skills of language.
Tell us!
It's very simple. We do it all the time. It's listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So 4 skills. There's 4 things we do with the language. We can do with the language. We can read the language. We can write it. We can speak it, and we're able to listen to it in different forms and contexts. Fun fact.
Yes.
2 are productive and 2 are receptive.
What does that mean?
Okay, so 2 we produce or we can make.
Oh,
make it appear.
yeah. It comes out of us. Okay.
And the other 2 we receive. So it's pretty short. It's pretty easy to understand which is the receptive and which is the read, which is the.
Hey. Who said we must play mix and match it?
Okay.
Tell the people.
Okay, so the productive ones are obviously writing and speaking, and the receptive ones will be listening and reading.
All right.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because they kind of go in order. They go in order because from language acquisition, depending on how you are learning the language, especially if you're learning it in a formal setting, like in I don't know, everybody knows English second language stories, situations, is that formally, what's the first thing you learn?
What do you mean?
What's the first skill that you learn?
To listen to it,
Yeah.
to hear it, or
and then
you learn how to speak.
and from behaviorism, they tell you that you learn by
Imitating,
So what's the next one?
Speaking. Also, the thing is when we learn how to speak, because we don't know all the rules. We it just comes out anyhow.
What do you mean when we're learning how to speak?
When we're babies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When you're teaching someone who's not the first language, it's going to be different for them, because you also remember in different cultures or countries, languages, they don't say the same words we say. So
in the same order.
Yeah.
I get you.
So like the Asian people can't say L and R, and that becomes a problem because they don't have L and R, or they mix it up. They have the same sound in most of the languages, if I'm mistaken. And then in Spanish, they have a lisp.
And it's so funny. It's like they just installed with it, and I'm like, huh?
It's to feel, yeah. And then also in not Arabic, but in Arabic countries, they instead of P, they say ba. So there's no P, there's ba.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So you need to be careful of that when you're speaking to people from different countries and you hear the accents. So you may get.
That's why you don't understand them.
Yeah.
The interesting thing, like with speaking, is that, and I know that's something about me, is that I say my words very clearly, and that it takes effort. Like your mouth does a lot of things. Yeah, like your mouth is doing things, your cheeks are doing things, your tongue is doing things, the teeth are doing things. It makes a difference.
Yeah.
So guys, we know thinks it's cool to drink lean and shit and just mumble and jumble and but it would be nice if we could actually understand you.
Yeah, we want to be having to read subtitles.
You don't come pre-installed with subtitles, everybody.
Yeah, that's true. Some people speak very fast. Some people speak extremely slowly. And that's also the very irritating thing.
That's robotic.
About
now you're sounding like, who's that dude? Stephen Hawking.
Oh no, that's you can't say that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. And then from speaking, then the next thing you do is reading. But also this is a bit more difficult because I think it's easier than listening, because at least when you go back you can see the word.
Fact. Like with reading, it's not real time.
Yeah. You can go back and think. But if you just need someone to have a conversation, it's a bit more difficult for people learning the language.
And the nice thing is, again, for the English second language peoples, is that native speakers and second language speakers both go through that in terms of reading once you learn a language, because you may be able to listen to it and understand it. Famous problem with me in high school, I could understand Afrikaans like a boss.
Right.
That's listening. Couldn't speak. Shy.
Okay.
Wouldn't say anything. And again, could read.
Yeah.
Because again, you can go back and da.
Yeah.
So it's normal.
But some words are also difficult to, which are also kind of figured out or learned about that you can have the same looking word, but it sounds different.
Oy, the complications in life.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, it's difficult.
Fun tip about reading
Yes.
is that you build confidence and your mastery of the language by reading out loud.
Oh, I read out loud. I like reading out loud.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I like the sound of my own voice. To be.
Oh God.
No, seriously. Like even when I study or if I'm reading a book.
You read out loud.
Fun
fact, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I would smack
sometimes.
you.
Well, I'm alone, so
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
no one
fact.
there too.
Okay.
But sometimes I read out loud and then because it's fun for me and because I get a shock when I read something. I'll be like, oh my God, what happened? You know, while I'm reading the book.
Oh,
So,
okay. All right.
fun, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, I was only saying that so that you can master the language. But I mean, hey, you can also listen to your own voice.
Yeah, it's nice.
And I think the final mastery of a language is your ability to write.
Right, you know, just script it down, write it down.
Yeah, to accurately put down.
I'm not just saying write in mumbo jumbo, but actually make sense in what you're writing. And
For example, I have people that tell me that when I type a message to them,
yeah,
they can hear exactly what I sound like based on the way that I type. That's writing.
That's a skill.
That's writing.
That's a skill. That's a very good
And be
skill to
honest,
have.
let's be honest, you were looking at me and you were laughing. Be honest, you read my messages and you hear my voice.
Yeah,
Friends out there,
true.
back me up.
yeah, that's true.
What do we know about this?
What did I know? Okay, to be quite honest, I knew about the language skills. I knew, and I knew about the 5 characteristics of the language. I didn't know the 3 theories though. I don't know.
Oh,
about the
okay,
3
okay.
theories. But most of this was interesting, and it's also fun for me to add to it because of when I'm studying something now, so I'm learning about it slowly.
He's learning about the things that
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't actually, ironically, I didn't know the 5 aspects of a language. I knew about language acquisition and the basic arguments around there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know like the progression and structure of language. And it's
Okay.
amazing.
Yeah, it is.
It is. It's amazing.
Especially
and it's
English.
unique to us.
Yeah.
Oh God, English is the
Yeah,
devil.
English is-
But anyway.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
based on language acquisition and the fact that it is both environmental as well as innate, I don't know where I fit in this argument, but don't tease me about my accent.
Your own accent.
Yeah.
Your accent is weird as fuck, bruv. It's not weird, but I mean, there's no name for it.
Come
Yeah.
at me, bro. Let's hear it.
No, I don't know where you picture accent. You got a weird accent. Not in a bad way,
You're not gonna hurt my feelings.
I mean, there's no way to class your accent.
And that's the weird bit.
Yeah. You're a child cherry mixed with, I don't know, some white person, some braino sometimes. I don't know how it operates with you.
The weird thing is that
Like your standard accent is, like this accent now
yeah.
is, I don't know. Like if I have to hear you on the phone, I wouldn't know who.
That's exactly what I used to get when
Yeah.
I was overseas. Mostly people thought it was English,
Oh,
like
okay.
English,
Right.
UK English,
Yeah, Queen's English.
the Queen's English.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people thought that I was like British, but I don't know because my family don't sound like this.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird. I don't know, guys.
I think
really
it
don't
was
know.
because of the school and your friends and
If there's anyone out there that wants to use me as a science experiment,
Yes, Carla.
hit me up.
Hey man, there's so many accents in the world and all. If you want to learn one new accent, find one cherry on lacquer, take one Spanish accent, and you can learn it lacquer. Or if you're outie, find one lacquer French, taking mademoiselle, what, and learn how to speak the French love language.
Oh my
And
God.
Then,
What are you
man.
doing?
Huh?
This is so Blue. This is just what he does.
Yeah,
he just like
man.
breaks into
Just
different
learn.
accents.
You know what I think?
What?
I think everyone should learn not language, accent. I think accents are sexier, and then move out into the world, and we just try and meet up with people.
And just like have everyone should just like have a what's the party trick of accents.
Yeah,
Oh wait. Blues Word Food Week?
yeah.
Everyone must have a party
Have one
trick.
party accent. We learn one party accent this week, and let us see what you can do with it, right?
Yeah, please, that'd be so
Yeah.
cool.
Send one voice note to Bugz' phone and we'll give you another map.
That wasn't Bloo's bit for the week.
Thanks for staying tuned. Be sure to tell us how much you love listening to us.
We're all over the internet. Just search the Pot Stirrers Durban.
And pick your platform to like, follow, comment, and subscribe.
Stay safe. The Pot Stirrers, teaching you things you weren't taught in high school.